Always fun.
All right, man. So what's going on?
Nothing much. I'm like lately I've been very confused to be honest.
Really, I'm confused like every day. So welcome to the club.
Yeah,
I
like
always
like
say my
the
motto is I don't know what's going on. My
yeah
mind comes in with all these thoughts saying, Rob this, Rob that, you know, that little commentator in your head. But the whole
yeah
time I'm like, I don't know. Like the mind asks me a question. I'm like, I don't know. And then I go to look, I'm like, there's no mind here.
yeah, but I keep getting this confused feeling when when like the thought comes. I keep getting confused by it at the end. Like it's like a weird feeling. I don't know what it is, but
I know what it is because the thought because you're not your thoughts. So you're like your intuition or your true nature, what you are, is saying, you know, this commentator in my head, these thoughts, they're not for me. They're not, you know, it doesn't apply to me. It's not personal. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's impersonal. They're just
yeah,
thoughts floating around in this space of consciousness. And what we do as human beings is we identify with it and then we make it personal and saying, "Oh, that thought applies to me." But you know, you can kind of view your thoughts as like invitations to a party. There's a depression party, the stress party, the happy party, the joyful party, you know, the party, you know. So like any invitations or thoughts that are coming and saying, "This applies to you, Rob." It's got to be like a fun one or it's got to be a joyful one. Otherwise,
it's
I'm
not
just going to
it's not
politely say, "No, thank you."
yeah. It feels like I'm dying a little bit. Like when I get like confused by the thought, it's like, what is this? Like, I don't really know it anymore, and then feels weird, man. It feels like you die a little bit.
Yeah, you're dying to your thoughts, but what you truly are can never die because you were never born and you'll never die because your true nature, which is sitting right here in the background, is the infinite being that's always been here. So if you just notice right here in this moment, everything is arising. Check for yourself. Everything's arising effortlessly. All the thoughts, the images, everything's coming up equally and effortlessly. And it's just coming up automatically. Like you're not actually doing it, it's just happening. Yeah, just check for yourself. Direct experience is king, is what I always say. Like, just look in this moment, like right now, what thoughts are you having right now? What thoughts are coming up?
Nothing, man.
Yeah, that's good. I hear that a lot with people I talk to because when they talk to me, then their mind becomes blank and it's like, there's just
Yeah,
no
yeah.
thoughts coming up.
I'm pretty sure if someone else
Hey,
or
oh,
like
hey,
another
hey, girls.
situation.
Hey. Oh,
Yeah.
my girls are just walking out. Yeah, I introduce you to them. This is Matt. This is, come here. They're getting ready to go out. This is Abby. That's my,
Hey, how are you, man?
she's my youngest. And then this is Madison. She's my two teenager girls.
You have two kids.
Yeah,
No,
I
I didn't
actually
know.
got three. I got another one that's 27.
Damn, yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice, man. Well, what
Yeah.
what what do you like learn the most with having kids, you think?
Um, what do you think how about I'll ask you guys? What do you think I've learned? To be patient. To be patient. I was thinking the same. Patience.
Patient.
You learn patience and allowance. You know, like, hey, man, like this is what it is. Like, don't stress out over it. You know, I was a teenager once too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, just give them the space that they need to let their infinite intelligence. You guys out? Yeah. All right, man. Have fun. Yep. Oh, they just left.
Nice.
Yeah. No, but yeah, the challenge with kids when you have kids, when you play that role is what I find a lot of people do is like they try to like smother them or like put them in a box or project their own rules on them. But really, we're all the infinite being. Like even my kids, they're the infinite being. They're just playing this role of being a teenager. So I kind of see them as equal. I don't see myself as better than them. And I think they sense that I treat them like equal because they are the same as me. You know what I'm saying? Like when you know your true nature and you know everyone is remaining as the pristine infinite being, and we're all just playing these roles. This is like a mental world or a mind world or a thought world. There that's going on, that's being projected because it's just coming and going. So when you see the world as like a virtual reality game or as the movie, you know, like a movie that's playing and I'm kind of watching the movie and you know that the true essence of what they are is the infinite being, you know, the pristine, impersonal, infinite being, then, you know, there's equality there. Like you don't think that you're better than them or that you're this or that. Yeah. there's no comparison because that's all like mind stuff. That's how you know what's coming from the mind. Like if they try to compare things or tries to act like it's better, or they're trying to control things, but you want to have that space of beingness. And, since I realized my true nature, like that's kind of affected, me playing that role as a dad. Before I might have been like more strict and, thought like I know it all, but I don't, the infinite being,
Yeah.
they're the infinite being too. They have a guidance system that's guiding them. They have intuition. You have intuition that's guiding you.
Yeah.
There's direct.
Yeah. Otherwise, the parents create like the world of the kid without the kid doing itself. Maybe like
Right. Yeah.
because
It's
they take the same fears and they take the same yeah ideas.
yeah that you're projecting on them. These thoughts, and that's all they really are is just thoughts, flimsy thoughts that. And I've been playing with this thing I've been starting to see now. It's like everything I see before me is burning up into ashes. Like everything I
Right.
see, like this thought world is just when it presents itself, it's just like as soon as I put my consciousness on it, it flames up in ashes. How crazy is that? It's like very flimsy, like because it's like a mental kind of world. It's like I'm sitting here, like it's almost like you're watching TV or you're watching the movie, and then the whole TV and the whole movie just goes up in flames in front of you, and it's like, wait, there's just air here. This is just flimsy air. Like these thoughts are just people
Yeah.
take them
This is
seriously.
all fake.
Yeah, that's just like being in the Matrix, like the movie The Matrix. It's just you're giving you energy to it. And I heard somebody name it like it's like an energy game. It's like the demiurge is what the energy game is. The demiurge wants you to give your energy to the dualistic world because you think about it, it takes the energy out of you because you're giving all this energy to this dualistic mind world. But meanwhile, when you're sitting right here is the pristine stillness, the pristine infinite being. You actually never move. Everything's just happening, but it's almost like you're pressing your head up against and you're watching the whole world. But if I press my head back, that's just all,
Yeah.
I turn my head away from the TV. Where'd the movie go? It's gone.
Yeah. You just let everything appear, right? You just
You just, yeah, I mean, you can't help but let it appear. It's all appearing anyway. And that's all it's ever been doing is appearing the whole time. It's just that we've been conditioned by society, by our life, by our parents, by our life experiences to believe that this world is everything and it's so real and the thoughts are real and you are your thoughts and so that you get lost in all of that. Now, I mean, even though it's a dreamlike world, of course, like if I jump off a building, gravity is still gonna squash me, squash the,
yeah.
the body, the body. So you want to play by the rules of the dream. I'm just saying it's dreamlike quality. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
dreamlike. Of course, you follow the rules of the dream, because you want to take care of the body because your body is like your instrument that you're
Yeah.
using to navigate the dualistic world. Like it's kind of like a car, like you tune up the car, you get the car fixed. I drive around the car. The car helps you get from A to B, but it's really just the car. But I'm the one in the car. You know what I'm saying? Like it's it's the pristine infinite being that's looking out using this body as a tool. And I tell you, the body can be annoying because I have to wash it, I got to eat it. You
Yeah.
know,
It's very annoying,
it's
but
like having a pet, you got to feed it, you got to water it, you got to groom it.
yeah. I
It's got to
just wanna
sleep, it's got
wake
to get
up and
up.
wake up and roam.
Yeah,
Just roam
it
without doing
let it
anything.
run free.
Yeah.
Freedom. But no, there's a freedom in knowing that and having that perception, that view, that perspective on the world as seeing it as a movie. Then it's like I'm the actor and I can play any role I want. And then you can have fun with it, have fun with it when you know that because it takes the seriousness out of it, and you realize it's just like a dreamlike world. So I can just, the infinite being can just project, love and into the world because really there's in the demiurge and the dualistic world is just intelligence, right? But now the difference between the dualistic world and intelligence is the infinite being, and how you know it's coming from infinite being is it'll have intelligence with love. So if it's intelligence with love, it's coming from your true nature. But if it's just intelligence without love, then it's just the demiurge, it's just the dualistic world. And I'm sure you heard the different bodies that the infinite being can peer through. We always start as the pristine infinite being, non-conceptual awareness, attributeless awareness or beingness. These are all words, words of dualistic. I'm
Yeah.
pointing to what this
You
is.
can't really. describe it,
No,
right? Yeah,
I can't, but
you have to
you'll know
experience
what
it.
I'm talking about. Your intuition will know in your own experience what I'm talking about. But we always start off as the pristine infinite being. We have everything, we're whole, we're complete. We're just the awareness itself. There's no inside outside. We're everything. Everything's inside of us, and we are everything. But no thing, because there's anything I'm perceiving that I'm conscious of, you can't be. But you're the consciousness itself that's peering out through these eyes, that eyes, and then you just have this dualistic world, which it's just basically a flimsy construct of a series of thoughts that are made up that make this separate me person. But when you look through it, you put your hand through it. There's nothing there. Like you look around and it's not there. It's just thoughts that you've given belief to. It's your energy that you're using to fuel this dualistic matrix dreamlike world. But you always remain, and we all do remain as the pristine infinite being the whole time. And then you can go into the next body, which is very close to it, which is the body of bliss. Now you're just aware of bliss, of joy, and you can just be there. And that is still in unity consciousness, just like the attributeless being is in unity consciousness. So is the body of bliss, because you're just aware of bliss and joy. Like when you close your eyes, you can feel this beingness, this aliveness, this consciousness that is here. That's all we're really talking about. People get confused with everything. It's very simple. It's just this
Yeah,
awareness that's here. It's nothing crazy or real abstract that you can understand. It's just right. Everyone has this in them, this beingness, this awareness. And then you could be aware of bliss, of joy. When you're aware of beingness, or when you're aware of existence, it's like taking, I had an interview with somebody, it's like taking a bliss shot, is what she said, because you're being aware that you exist. If you just keep your focus on that, your attention on that, then the bliss automatically, you know, waves of bliss just come over you as the infinite ocean of beingness. So you're just feeling this bliss. So you go into that body of bliss, and that's unity consciousness where everything is one. And then you can go into effortless being, which is a great place to be, where we're experiencing everything arising, all the images, all the thoughts, all the body sensations, everything's arising effortlessly and equally. You can just notice that in your own experience right now. The difference between impersonal beingness and the personalized mode of experience. So there's two ways to do it. You can experience this world. A lot of people don't tell you that. You can just be experiencing the world as impersonal beingness, and you're doing that right now when we did the exercise of what do you notice arising? What thoughts do you notice arising effortlessly and equally? It could be whatever, oh, I'm hungry, or oh, there's a pain in this body, or whatever the thought could be, it arises, but you're aware of it. So you can just even use language to help you not get tangled in with duality. You can say there's impersonal awareness of pain in the body, or there's impersonal, awareness of the thought that I'm hungry. So it gives that space that opens up.
yeah,
And so now you're seeing these thoughts as not you, but they're just arising effortlessly. They come and they go. They're impermanent. You're the permanent one, but it's impermanent because you're the permanent space, and they're coming and they're going and they're arising effortlessly. I'm not making them happen. It's just happening automatically. And all I'm doing is just really witnessing it or noticing it. And so the mind likes to come in after that and take credit for it, like, oh, I'm having this thought. But if you just step back and see it, that's just a thought. That's not really what's happening.
yeah.
It's
Or
just a thought.
yeah, or it tries to like think it like gets what happens, like and it creates like a sentence. Oh, this is what's happening.
Yeah, it makes like a comment, like makes a story out of it. Makes every
Yeah,
story.
yeah. But it needed all that time and all that effort just to like think it knows it, think it understands it,
Yeah,
and
it's
then
like
you hear
sucking
it
your
like
energy. Yeah, it's
yeah,
sucking your energy given because you're giving it all that energy. The demiurge wants you to be lost in your thoughts because it's sucking all your energy, and that's the only way it could stay alive is by us giving its energy. If we withdraw its energy from us and we see through the illusion, it just kind of it's flimsy. It just goes up in flames and ashes before us. That's why I said everything that presents itself in my space of the pristine sovereign being, everything that's presenting itself is going up in ashes before me. But that's effortless being is also unity consciousness. And then from there, then we get into the mental world. Now, the mental world is where you're believing your thoughts and you're believing that you're a separate person, a separate me with a story that you've been conditioned with, a series of thoughts. Now, do you think that's still unity consciousness, or do you think that's something else?
That's separation.
So it's a
It's not.
dualistic. Yeah, it's two.
Yeah, it's not.
Because you're saying you're a separate person, you know. So now you're into the dualistic world. Um,
Yeah, and you're less of a person because you did this, or yeah, it creates like separation and guilt and shame and scare, and you get scared. And yeah, I am very stupid with this, but I like understand it. I like, but sometimes I still get sucked into it, like, and I'm like, oh shit,
yeah,
and then
right.
like, yeah,
Yeah, some
but
people
it's
call
like,
that Sam. Yeah, some people call that Sam scars. It's just basically conditioning, that we've had that comes up, maybe like habitual habits. It's kind
yeah,
of like when you ever see one of those at the playground, those wheels that keep spinning. When you get off the wheel, it spins, but it starts to slow down, and then finally, that stops.
the
But
pro.
so you're in that side. Like when you see the thought, it's everything spinning because you're so conditioned to identifying with these thoughts. Oh, I'm this person, I'm this separate me. Those thoughts that are innocently just arising effortlessly or applying to me, they're coming in. But then once you see through it, they're still coming, but it's coming slower and slower. And then you're slowly distancing yourself from it and you're slowly seeing through the illusion that that's what it is. And then finally it just poof, everything's up in ashes before you.
Yeah, lately everything is like it has like a glow to it. Like I don't know if I'm just crazy or but everything has like light glow to it. A little
Yeah.
more, like it's like a little more, but the rest is just normal, like normal.
The reason why is because we have our five senses, right? You know what the five senses are?
Yeah, it's like taste, hearing, smell, feeling,
So we
or
did
for
taste, touch,
touch,
seeing, hearing.
or see. Yeah,
Yeah.
hear. Yeah,
And then what they say the sixth sense is thinking, which is dualistic. Those are your thoughts, is your sixth sense. Your sixth sense is thoughts. But what's happening is because you're seeing through the illusion of what's happening, all that energy that you used to put into identifying with all of these thoughts and these emotions and these body sensations and the separate me. Now that you're seeing through the illusion, now what's happening is your senses, you have all this extra energy. So now your senses, wow, now seeing becomes more glowful because now you're here in the present moment. You don't have all that energy being sucked out. You're right here, right now, and you know that you're the infinite consciousness. So now all the things that you see around you are more lit up. They're more colorful because now you have more energy and your perceptions are sharper now. Before you were seeing very dull because you didn't have the same amount of energy. It's kind of like when you're plugging your toaster or, into an outlet or whatever. It's got that energy surging through it, but when you pull the plug out, now you got all this extra energy in the outlet. So if I plug the vacuum in and do it, now it's like more powerful. Whereas if I had the vacuum plugged in, the crock pot, the hair dryer, the whatever else that plugs in the toaster, now you're pulling out all that energy. But as you start pulling the plugs out, all these thoughts that you're identifying while you're pulling the plugs out, hey, have this massive energy sitting in there. So anything that you try to like you do the scene, whoa, everything's colorful and alive. And that's really what reality is. But you've just been dulled and because your energy is being, sucked down by the demiurge, sucking out all the energy that really could be used for other infinite possibilities as the infinite being, because you have the choice that you can see these invitations, these thoughts as invitations to the different parties that you want to go to. So why not give your energy to the thoughts that feel good, you know, that feel like a party?
yeah. When I like focus on you, how we talk, like everything becomes like more bright. Just subtle,
You know
like.
why? Because I'm like a mirror. I'm like a reflection. You're really just talking to yourself. I'm just a mirror.
Yeah, no one exists. My brother says it always. I'm the only one or something.
Yeah, well, don't go by what he says. Just do your direct experience. Look around.
Yeah, I took LSD again. I always say I'm not gonna do it anymore, but it happens. And everything was like a reflection. and it was like it felt like I was on the edge or something. It was like, yeah, I don't know. If I got scared, everything was like scary, and and that like like I don't really
You
want
got
to speak
scary. It felt
anymore.
scary, right? Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, realizing your true nature is like experiencing LSD, except you don't have the side effects. Whereas with LSD, you have the side effects because then you have to deal with the fear part, the paranoia part, all the whatever the negative consequences are of that. Whereas you can experience all the good parts of LSD, which is where your senses become more alive, where the sights and the sounds are more pristine and crisp and colorful. You can experience that by withdrawing your energy from the demiurge and just being right here, right now, and letting life unfold naturally without letting your energy go out into all these thoughts, into identification of separation, but realizing, experiencing the effortless being mode of experience rather than, the personal mode, which is caught up in the dualistic matrix.
Yeah, like impersonal awareness, like this body has like trouble with addictions and
Hmm.
like stuff that really sucks the energy out of me, out of this body.
Right.
And like impersonal awareness is like aware of the body trying to stop like a couple of times, but then like after a week it starts, the habit starts again,
Yeah,
and
it's
I can
great that you're
feel.
aware of it. Yeah, there's awareness,
Yeah.
which is great. There's awareness there of that. Probably prior to realizing your true nature, you probably didn't see all of this, But now the language you're using, impersonal beingness, impersonal awareness, is aware of this body that has these addictions that keeps doing these things. So now that's really great because now you realize that, there's some spaces opening up that you're not your body, that you're that which is aware of the body, so the body has kind of go and do its own thing. But now that you know that, I mean, you can be a little more intentional now because you're the infinite being. Now that you have that awareness, who knows what the body will do next? Now that it's aware that, oh, this could be harmful, there's some side effects of paranoia and fear. Do I really want to do that to the body? I kind of like having this body to navigate the dualistic world. I want to keep it good. So now you got that awareness going. And so who knows what the infinite being will do now that it has that awareness? You never know. It could just totally everything go as ashes. All the habits will just be go up in flames.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, what you say is is correct. But I do have this trust that everything will just be good. Like it's all good, you know.
It
Like
is.
I have some bad days, but who cares? Like
Who
in
cares? But
personal.
I always say, who's having the bad day though? Like you go and you
Yeah.
check and you see, where is this person that's having the bad day? Because like I said, we're all remaining as the pristine, open beingness, the open space of awareness, the impersonal beingness that has everything already, that's whole, that's complete. Everything is neutral. We go to neutrality, and that's the nice thing about unity consciousness. The lowest we ever go on the different range of emotions is neutrality. And then we go up from there, neutrality to joy to bliss to euphoria. That's the world we're in, man. So everything's just flowing. We're in euphoria. Did you hear
Yeah.
those? Euphoria? That's where you want to go. Take those invitations. Throwing out the invitation of euphoria to you. Euphoria without the side effects. Euphoria with all the joy and the bliss. Euphoria with all the feeling of completeness. Euphoria with unlimited happiness, unlimited beingness, infinite possibilities, just pure bliss, just pure joy, pure happiness, pureness without any side effects, happiness without sorrow. Isn't that what everyone wants? The supposed person wants, but they're that already. You've seen through it. You know what you truly are. You're the infinite being having a human experience. It's just an experience that's coming and going, and you can play with the experience just like you're playing with the character in a movie. You're both the director and the character. You can play the director. So why not make it a fun scene? And the scenes will come and go. Let them unfold. Happiness, joy, whatever the labels they want to give it. Everything's perfect just the way it is, even if the mind doesn't see it that way. Everything right now in this moment, there's nothing wrong with right now unless you think about it. Bob Saylor said that. He's no longer with us. But
Yeah,
yeah,
because
go
I
on.
was talking about the past.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It was really cool about the past and the future. Guess when they happen?
Never.
The past and the future are happening right now. It's just a memory of the
Oh.
past or a projection into the future, but you're remembering, your memory is happening when? Your memory is happening right now because there's only the ever-present now. There's clock time, tick, tick, tick. But in reality, there's no time. There's clock time. We use that to navigate the dualistic world. But in reality, it's always the now. When does the memories happen? In the now. So when's the past happening? In the now. When's the future projections of all these thoughts, I think the way that things should be? It's happening now. You're experiencing everything now. There's only the eternal now.
I think you're frozen.
Oh, I'm just I got
Oh,
quiet. I just got quiet and was just letting
oh
to see what
yeah.
effortless being would bring up next. Oh, but after a while, it gets to the point where it's just like, what do you say? Because you've seen through it all. And then you just kind of relax as the effortless being, the stillness, the silence, and whatever wants to come comes. And you're like, I don't mind what happens. It's all good because it's perfect just the way it is, because everything's being taken care of anyway. Everything's being attracted and coming to you effortlessly with infinite love and infinite intelligence. So, what's there to do? So, relaxing in this space, it's all being taken care of. It just keeps unfolding effortlessly. Silence is beautiful. I love the silence.
Yeah, because when it's silent, like nothing changes. It feels good and keeps feeling better. And
Yeah. It's
I
because
yeah.
you're not giving your energy to the demiurge and to the dualistic world, but you're just relaxing as unity consciousness, as the effortless infinite being, which is everything's taken care of. So when you marinate in that silent presence, the ever presence, the ever present presence, the ever presence awareness, these are all pointers. It's all good. It's actually delicious.
Perfect.
Perfect. It's peaceful. It's the Garden of Eden, paradise on earth, right here, right now. It's like dying before you die. You die to the thought that you're a separate person, and you don't have to wait till you die to experience bliss and joy and peace. You can experience it right now just by realizing your true nature, that you're the infinite being, having a human experience, that you are identifying now with being the ever-present awareness that's always been here the whole time. Right? This is what it's been the whole time. It feels silly. You laugh because this is what it's always been. And the mind comes in and makes all these stories up. It's silly. What's putting forth all this effort and striving, you laugh. It's like, it's just been this presence the whole time that's our true nature. That's what we are. That you can't help but laugh. It's so silly. It's closer than your breath. It's right here. It's just this awakeness, this existence. That's all it is. What's there to say?
Thank you so much.
No problem, brother. Enjoy the rest of your day and whatever invitations come up, just see through them. You might get some invitations, some samskaras or whatever you want to call it, some conditioning that you've had. It's always good to write down some of the thoughts that keep coming, whatever invitations keep coming, because there's usually about four or five of them. One might be, oh, I'm not good enough, or one might say, oh, I'm not self-realized. They're just thoughts, and you can see through them. They're flimsy thoughts that don't apply to you. So, I mean, just write them down. Then when they come up, you can just kind of laugh at them, like, well, it's just a thought. It has nothing to do with the pristine infinite being that I am.
Yeah, there's just weird things just flowing through
Yeah.
the head, and it's just like
That's
it's
fine. I
crazy.
mean, a lot of it's, inverted too. Like if it's something telling you you're not good enough, it's really because on the reality is on the other side is that you're realizing that you're the pristine infinite being. There's something great on the other side. It's always the demiurge and this dualistic world will always, try to give you an invitation of the opposite. So if you're getting invitations of I'm not good enough or I'm not self-realized or whatever, any negative thoughts or emotions that are coming, that's just because it realizes on the other side, oh, wow, you're really close to realizing your true nature. You already know it. He's got all this true peace and bliss. What invitation can we send them? Because they want to suck you back up into the dualistic world. They want to drain your energy like the Matrix, the energy game. So you know this now, so you can see through it and it doesn't affect you because you know the truth. Know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Continue being the impersonal space of beingness, the silent beingness. It's infinite intelligence with love. All there is this. This is it. Perfect the way it is.
I love this.
Heaven on earth. What's wrong with right now? As I think about it, it's all good. It's just a movie going on out here. It's just it's not real. It's just everything's good, man. Everything this body needs will be taken care of. It always has been. The mind likes to come in and say it hasn't or take credit. It's always been just this. I just kind of misidentified it for being this separate person called Rob who thought I was the doer and doing it all. There's no doer here. The infinite being, infinite intelligence is doing it. Let go and let the universe or let God or whatever you want to say. All good. You can experience it right now in your direct experience, just like we're doing now by getting quiet and just check for yourself.
I found it. I know where it's at.
You've seen it now. Once you see it, you can't not know it. Okay. Because you've already seen it. So you'll never be fooled again. It'll come up and you'll recognize, like, oh, I already know what it is. Like, and you'll look at the thoughts and stuff and be like, this is silly. It's a silly game.
Yeah, there was the body had like a lot of doubt before, so it was like blinding it kind of. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Doubts come up.
now
Yeah.
it's perfect.
Doubts come up after self-realization. I'm coming out with another book. I didn't even tell anybody. I guess I'm just talking about it now. There's another book coming out. It's called The Infinite Being. And a lot of it has to do with aligning with everyday life, integration and integrating the infinite being in daily life. And one of the things, chapter I have in there, I'll send it over to you. I always like to give it to you first for anybody else. I'll
Thanks
send
so
it to
much.
you. Yeah, you always give it to me like how it affects you and stuff. You can see it because I know you're self-realized. You can see through it, but yeah, it has to do with the doubts that come up after self-realization, the doubts that the demiurge or thoughts try to come and give you these invitations, that you're not self-realized or you're not good enough. Everything we're talking about. But I'll send you over the chapter.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
All right, brother.
I love you, man.
Love you too, brother. Enjoy your day, man. All right, man. We'll
All
talk
right, see
soon.
you.
I'll send it over to
We'll
you.
talk soon, man.
Yep. Yeah.